Hey, happy Friday morning, folks. This is going to be a think out loud session, and I'm trying to frame up what my thoughts are. What I'm trying to, I guess you can call recover as the widower. This is about like house cleaning, organizing for the multi-talented, multitask people. You could be a stay-home mom that's trying to take care of the empire, the castle, and you feel overwhelmed. And I've been talking to family members about, in my children and family, what it's like to be in this world today with all the technology and making money. And I know several families like both parents are working. It was like back in the day, even when I was young. You even had mom and dad both working, trying to make a living, make house payment, make bills. I had a big discussion with a family member, and we were talking about how complicated it is and how stressed it is. And that's what I want y'all to understand is that we want to. The main thing I'd love for y'all and me and us or whatever to do is avoid the stress and the pressure of tearing yourself down. The first person that has to feel strong is yourself, and you have to believe in yourself. Even though you're under pressure, you got to keep moving, and you don't want to move too fast and overwhelm yourself. You'll burn out. But you got to get a routine. You got to get organized. Now, if I look at some people like me being a widower, and I've got a lot of friends that's going through that, so I'm going to talk about what I know for sure. And that state right there is if you just lost a spouse or you're going through that, you're in a tough, depressed time, and tasks that your spouse did, you're going to find out how important they were. And I want to say right there that if you're a married couple, the first thing is for the men and women to work together as a team, to start coming together, finding ways to start stacking. And I'm going to call this habit stacking. I heard this on a show. I've read the book Atomic Habits. It works. Stack a habit. Let's try to make one change at a time. I did it with my health journey. I got up in the morning. My routine is have coffee. So I put supplements right next to my coffee so that when I got up and had coffee, I saw my next thing right there, and it's called habit stacking. It works with everything. Again, I'm going to recommend several good books is there on organizing. My daughter said she found a book but the book needs to be kind of in what I call your personality type. If you got somebody saying, "Oh, let's say a person's very good at organizing, keeping the house," and they get up, they don't have a workplace to go to, and they work on the house, and they have established routines. Now, you may be the multi-talented, can't focus, got a lot of tasks. All these tasks can be very important. You got a task list that looks like, like here, this is an action item catcher, and if you started thinking about everything you needed to do, you would literally fill this list up and be overwhelmed. Here's a book, Overthinking. What happens is we start thinking about everything and we're overwhelmed. Now we feel burnout. Now we're going to procrastinate. And you got to kind of work through that. Yes, I know this is everything I got to do, but I'm going to put one area. I was literally trying to clean up an area with all my journals and books from call it flowers, basket weaving, gardening, leather work, every kind of thing, anything I've been interested, fly tying. And I've been working on a section, acrylic pouring paints. Yeah, not to mention I've got tools as a man. I've got tools, and I cleaned out a whole room with tools, and I'm putting it in a building, and I'm trying to organize. I'm trying to make my living space less cluttered. Because when I wake up, if you was to see my room and you was to see my desk, you would say, oh my God. So I'm an expert in the sense that I know what it's like to be, we can call it messy. I don't know what you're in. If you're that husband and wife that's trying to make ends meet like I was back in the early days, or you're the widow man, or you're the wife that stays home and is cleaning and trying to keep things organized for the family, and you got 2 kids, 3 kids, and you got to get them to all the school events. It's called being extremely busy. Americans, we're no longer sitting on the porch. We're no longer working on the farm. And we're no longer Little House on the Prairie, where we all work together. We are sent off in order into the empires and to the corporate America and to the jobs. And we're away from people and our family. And so the family unit is not always working as a team. A lot of subjects to talk about, but how do we get this together? How can we organize? That was the subject. A lady posted, is there a professional home organizer that can come organize everything? Can somebody come and get me a shelf and put all my stuff, all my craft stuff, all my candle stuff here, all my soap stuff here, all my tools? Yeah, I'm in a bind. I got all kind of stuff. So I thought about, and I responded, well, get Sheldon on Big Bang. You get your little shoe boxes, you get your shelves. One of the first things you can do is get some boxes and start boxing it up. And just get it boxed, put in there, put a label on it, and then start from there. Another thing is to absolutely look at stuff and have a box for stuff I really don't need anymore. And if you're a gatherer, you might say, yeah, but that little piece of string or piece of leather I might use in my next craft project. And as sure as enough, I throw away that piece of rope, I need to tie something on the car. So that is a personality type. That is, nothing wrong with you. Again, I want people to hear, whether it's on your diet and exercise plan or your house organizing or you're not like other people, do not beat yourself up. Because once you let somebody tag and title you as weird, like let's take the person like Sheldon on Big Bang. And I love the show because of the personality types that are there. Sheldon has everything organized. He's over compulsive disorder. Penny, she's just like free will, whatever. And you got a bunch of nerdy, brainy people, but they somehow manage to be friends. Okay. You might be all 4 of those people. And you're looking at Susie, the homemaker that can keep the house perfectly spotless clean. And you're like, why can't I be like that? You're not like her. You're not like him. Some guys are not good with tools. They can't fix anything, and I can fix just about anything. I'm not a brag, can't fix everything. I have to learn, but I love to grow, and I have books on how to frame your house, how to fix your car. I'm a reader, so I'm not an ordinary person. Every man doesn't like to fish, and some like to fish too much. And some women don't want to fish, and some do. And I'm looking for a fishing woman, by the way. One that likes to clean and help you work deer, So that's like a redneck girl. And I hope she knows how to clean. Now, the worst thing I could do is get a woman that is messy like me, because we won't develop a team. Where your strength is, you need somebody that's opposite. So if your wife is nagging your butt, men, ladies, have your husband. If she is nagging you, it's not necessarily good to nag, but if she is talking to you about keeping the house clean, men, get off your butt. That's a widower, I'm saying this. Get off your butt. When you come home, I know you worked hard. She's been working hard, and start teaming up to get certain tasks done. But I know men that are coming home and their women have sat and done nothing all day and make excuses, and then the guy's got the hard job, and then he got to come home and take care of the house. Yeah, that happens too, right? Or you go into a house and both couples, nobody cares. Remember, I do appliance repair. I don't talk about individuals, but I see all sorts. I would probably have a fit if I walked in my own house, but I see all sorts of conditions where it's like both people didn't care, or like one does care. I've seen the mom that's keeping a beautiful house and dad's off at making the money. It's not, it's so I want you to understand. I know guys that are successful in business and their wife is keeping things, and the guy's thinking, well, I'm a success. I can tell you, you're a success because your wife keeps the rest of your areas of your life organized for you. And if you ever lose her, the house is going to go to crap. Now, the guy that's got the wife that's taking care of the house, he will go around talking about other men and other people. We get this conversation going, and as soon as they lose their wife or the wife loses the husband, they realize what the spouse was taking care of. They were raising Cain with them. If they have bad habits, the key is acceptance is the key. Accept that men don't see the trash like women do. It's crazy. You can smell it. You don't care. It's just you. And I'm telling you, that's a reflection on your present self-image, self-esteem, how you feel. I don't care. I don't care what other people think. But the problem with that is you do care, and it's a low self-esteem happening with you. So awareness is the key. Admit you have a problem and start working on it. Talk about when you're overwhelmed and stressed. I'm listening to a show on the radio, and they were talking about the habit stacking, and we get overwhelmed and we overthink things, and then we're having a chemical problem and an emotional problem. And when we make this big list of all the stuff that we've let go for the last 3 years, you're overwhelmed, and your mind is now kicked in, and it's actually it's not motivated. There's no motivation. And you actually feel bad because you had a chemical reaction. Your dopamine, serotonin, your cortisols, all of that can be factoring in. If you're a mom and you've been getting up, getting the kids ready and getting them ready for school, trying to keep the house clean, and then you got to pick them up at 3 o'clock and go to the ball game, you're running a little vicious stress cycle. You might as well be on a bike, like going nowhere, and you're going in a cycle, and that stress and awareness is the key. So have a family meeting or talk or stop and think about it for a little bit, and then find a couple of things that help your routine. This is what I've got to find the title of the book. I've got books on how to organize your house, how to clean your shop, how to organize your tools. I've read these books, and I'm not the guy that's the example of perfect organization. But what was funny is I could be hired to go to the stock room, to a parts section. I worked for Venture Stores, was a stock room coordinator, or I worked for people who had parts. And if my only job is to organize all the parts, sort bolts, I can sit there and get shelves and boxes and organize the fire out of it. Label it. Here's where the 1/2-inch bolts are. Here's where the brake pads are, and organize it. So I can do it. I'm actually pretty good. When I go to clean, like in the military, I can clean probably better than most women. You want me to clean behind the stove? Man, do a dormitory room inspection. And I even failed those after pouring acid on the floor. And going, I have flashbacks, right? Why do I not want to do all that? It's because I have memories of being busting my butt and being criticized. This is another key element. Do not criticize. Be grateful that you have your spouse. Be grateful that you have someone to care for, because they may not be here very long. They may be gone tomorrow, and you'll wish you had somebody to literally bitch and complain about. Yeah. Think about your little dog that poops all over the floor sometimes. When they're gone, you're going to miss them. You're going to miss me when I'm gone. I want to get into the meat of what I'm learning, but you got to figure out who you are and don't be hard on yourself again, and take it one day and one step at a time. Now, here's like a typical day. I started going to organize my fly tying books. I've got leatherworking books, and I'm just boxing them up. And I got distracted, and I've looked at Facebook, and there was a lady that was looking for somebody to come help organize. Please help me, a professional organizer. And I want to say that I watch shows on it, and I kind of understand it because of my habit of health, that I took it again, Atomic Habits. I stack the habit, get, like for the health habit, get potato chips, don't buy them. It starts at the store, and don't have anything you don't want to eat on the counter, because as soon as you see it, read the book, you're going to eat potato chips. I bought some Girl Scout cookies. They were in sight, and they ain't in sight no more. Okay, because I ate them. I kind of feel guilty because I was doing so well, wasn't even eating it, but I enjoy them. So enjoy your life. And but I'm always telling myself I need to get back to my habit. I journal, my meal planning. The same thing, the same habit stacking principle applies to house cleaning or learning a new task. You're not going to learn how to fix a PLC, or you're not going to figure out how to crochet. You're not just going to grab some yarn and start putting it together. It's stacked, one thing at a time. All of our learning came from learning first basic lessons, but now you're overwhelmed. So how do you organize a house? How do you keep things clean? How do I change my habit if it's I cook and then I turn around, I cook and then I turn around and I don't do dishes, or I don't do it at the time I'm cooking. I'm cooking, then I eat. Maybe you wait till the morning, maybe you wait till the night, maybe you wait 2 days. Just don't be hard on yourself. Now, if the situation is different, if it's somebody else's kitchen, then you help clean, But your mind is focused, because what happens is you start eating and you get on Facebook or you start watching a TV show. And next thing you know, your mayonnaise and your eggs are left out and you got distracted. We live in a world of distraction. So try doing something like a little time journal, for at least do this habit for a couple of days. What time did I get up? What time did I go to bed? Sleep is important, folks. I went to bed at 2:30 last night. I got on my little sheet, go to bed at 10:30, 8 hours sleep, wake up at 6. I'm not a morning person. I can be if I'm going hunting. I'm up and I'm out. Why? Because that's something I have a high passion desire to do. See, if you want to go catch Black Friday sales because you love shopping, you will have passion to do it. Again, this is some mental things, but if you start tracking what you're doing during the day, even your thoughts, track even as a thought journal. What was I thinking? Oh, I was overwhelmed about doing the dishes, right? What did I do? I was trying to box things up. I picked up my phone, mistake, and now I'm doing a video on how to not be distracted and how to organize, because that's what's on my mind. In a few minutes, it's going to be, how can I stencil a freshie? Yeah. And a few minutes later, the phone rings, and how do I fix a GE Frigidaire washing machine or refrigerator? What's the next problem? Oh, that's right. I've got bills to pay today. It's the 1st. What day is it? Getting up in the morning and forming the habit of doing a meditation and planning, and a little bit of planning at night may not be your habit. But what happens is it will focus your mind on, this is the 3 things. I literally have one that's like productivity. 3 things this morning, 3 things in the evening, take a break at lunch, and I get at least the high productivity thing done. Still got a mountain of tasks that I got to do. If it's a project, I've got to, this is productivity flourishing. They have little things. And yes, you'll end up having one of these for every week or day, but you're trying to establish a habit. Part of it is just thinking, what is the priority? I love what's about to catch on fire that I need to put out. Yeah. How many people are calling me? Why am I, what did I just spend 20 minutes doing, making a video to help other people like me when I should be cleaning up and boxing up those books? You know, I'm going to go through the books and find out what they are. I got books on gardening. I got books on soap making, candle making. I mean, I've got binders of notes of these multitask talented things. Now, here's the difference. A difference maker is some people have very few interests. Some people don't have, and they can go to a work and they love a job that's just pushing a button, nothing wrong with it. The people that don't read, not necessarily doesn't like to read, you can live a nice, simple, peaceful life. But then if your parents were like multi-task, you think about business, entrepreneur, you think about other people, you have multiple temperaments, personalities, you're going to be like, oh, I'm at Walmart and I start talking and I was there to buy soap and get home or some crap. I have tried to buy gold paint twice, and I swear I've had it in my hand. I got home yesterday. I don't know where the gold paint was. And I'm looking at my receipt. I didn't get it. I got seeing something else, got distracted. And as with old age, that happens more. And it's happening more with the young folks because you're busy. We're in a busy world. I'm just wanting to say, I'm going to summarize and get off here. Don't be hard on yourself, but also know yourself. And if you're in a situation where you've lost a teammate or you don't have a teammate, you're single, you're a widower, you know, it's going to be up to you. Now, some people will become very, call it, get it done and orientated. Be careful, you'll burn out because you won't give yourself time to climb a mountain, rest, and, you know, you think this is being productive. You listen to Jim Rohn and Brian Tracy, and you do want to be like that, but you can also be so focused on getting things done that you miss your relationship with people. You fail to relate to people. You can be so business driven that you never have a relationship, and you find yourself in the burnout circle, which you could be a housewife, you could be a mechanic, you could be a doctor, paramedic. Don't burn out. I'll do more on that. Burnout is terrible. You know, you lose your spouse and you're overwhelmed. That is a form of burnout. So I hope this helps. Read some books, watch some videos if you're not a reader, and just take one day at a time. Trust God and do your best, but don't let some of these tags like I'm ADD, ADHD, I'm depressed. If once you tag yourself something like that, that is very detrimental. That will harm you because you'll say, well, the reason I don't do this is because I'm not like that. No, you can be whoever you want to be. Believe in yourself, and you're a good person, and you're very unique. No one's like you, and know that who you are in Christ Jesus will help. And just get up and do your best. And then maybe God will send you a helper. And always be willing to ask for help. The wise person says, you know what, I'm not very good at this. Can I pay somebody? Well, I ain't got the money. Well, that might be better than buying pizza for the family that night. Is you know, get somebody to help you that's better than you and help you stack a habit. As a team, like when I lost the weight and was on a health journey, I had people in a group that I was communicating with, and they encouraged me, and that always helps. Habit stack, one small change at a time. Y'all have fun, and 25 minutes of overthinking, maybe? No. It's when you think and you hear yourself say it, then you make, because you believe you don't believe me. So have a talk with yourself and tell yourself you're okay. You're a good person. You'll get it done. Okay?